So you don't need to meet us, although we are in the back of the kitchen. So
Thankfully, that's not figuratively. Right, so what we have need is a little bit of ghee.
we familiarize with the ghee. Yeah, fantastic. So if we don't have any ghee, you're gonna stop cooking that curry? It's gonna.
You can skip the cheese if you want. If you don't have anything in the cupboard, nothing's gonna, like we said, we're gonna kill two birds in one stone. So we try and tell you how to cook just a classic curry using really humble ingredients. Not putting fat, it's pretty good as well. And using
Lamb with the yogurt, can we do it with the chicken?
Of course you can do it with the chicken, however, don't do it for 24 hours. That is the only thing. Do it for half an hour, 45 minutes, not for
In the gravy at the same time, as well as it helps tenderize the meat. Am I right, Mehmet?
Now I've mixed it in before I put anything else, because when you add
As a chili powder, there is an adjective behind the chili powder, which is Kashmiri, a name, a noun from the why. The Kashmir is a very cold place. The chili is produced from there. It depends on the earth and sun, and because of the earth and sun is very light, then the chili gets quicker drying it up, and it doesn't have a lot more heat than normal chili powder. So Kashmiri chili powder, it gives you flavor, it gives you the taste, it gives you the color, but at the same time it helps you to give you a lot of and that's gonna give you the vibrant flavor and the color of your curry, but yet it's not gonna be too hot as it. They can find the flavor and they can enjoy the food as well. When you cook that lamb curry, we thought about those 5 flavors as well. Not only the lamb curry, even make it or preserve it. What is the preservation?
ginger is like wasabi. So the
Ginger
real
like
wasabi needs to be grated straight away before it's being served, because it will lose its kick. It's even better than having your ginger and garlic paste ready. If you
As a classic curry.
cook as a classic curry.
So let's think we are not cooking lamb curry, we are cooking curry. Because from that onion in there, you are cooking. Onion done, you add your garlic and ginger paste. Ginger, a little bit of olive oil, blend it, put it in a container, put it in your fridge. You can run it for 15 days. So garlic and ginger paste bitter, or you can buy it from superstore, which we don't recommend anyway. Or you grate. Half flavor of the garlic and ginger paste goes fantastic. You had your dry spices. Now dry spices will ratio it up for you, 25% each.
Sprinkle a little bit of garam masala on the top. Serve it.
The spicy we understand up to the Koshana point. Now let's talk about as a segment creative menu, and that started from Amush Bursha fries to up to the dessert and petit four, all of this in there. And of course you're going to charge a little money and we will go home, and then we'll show. If we, yeah. So can you look at this moment now? So there are plenty of water coming in there. The water.
What we're going to do, we'll leave everything here. So if you food festival, we came here and did the demonstration. We're epically nervous. Litu forgot his thing. He could not watch his thing. Thank you. Our masterclass spice pack, which is worth £20. So we'll send that to you. Please do that. Just say that.
If you think, okay, I need to memorize the recipe, no. Cooking is art.
Kitchen area. This is fantastic. There's Jamie Williams in the background in the blue shirt. These are his kitchens. They're very good kitchens. Locally made in Cheltenham. Yes, that's exactly. That's why it says made in Cheltenham on the big sign over there. Very good, very good. Thank you very much for the prompting. That's great. And these are the guys from the East India Cafe, which is just down the road there, opposite the Queen's Hotel, underneath there. I haven't actually been myself yet. I'm really looking forward to trying it one day. So now at least I know who I'm going to be cooking the food for me. This is fantastic. So I don't know their names. I apologise. I forgot to introduce them. One of them is Mohammed, right? Is it not Mohammed? No. Oh, Litu. I'm sorry. It's your surname that looks a bit like Mohammed. So.
I think.
Were you okay?
Yeah, there you go.
You as well? Fantastic. Well, my name is Litu. I'm a head chef of East India Cafe.
Hi, I'm Rasel. I am a development chef at East India Cafe. For your information, you don't need to walk all the way to East India Cafe to try the curry. We have a stall just on the left, pretty much 5 minutes.
Beautiful. So I don't have to go down there and try it. I can just try it. Cool. Excellent.
Yeah, we'll just give you a little bit of a sample so that you get a bit more. And
that's a really good idea. I was actually saying that it's a shame that more places don't give little samples away rather than selling off like £7 dishes. It's kind of annoying, but there you go.
I was thinking about a bit more expensive, but I'll.
We'll see. We'll see.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We all good? Fantastic. Well, we are East India Cafe. We have already introduced ourselves, and thank you for our lovely introduction. We will be cooking the regular lamb curry. This is our signature dish at the restaurant. We in many of our monthly master classes that we hold throughout the year, plenty of customers have requested for this recipe, and they have always said that, why do you give it away? This is your signature dish. But what we trust in is sharing is brilliant, because our moms are cook, our grandmothers have been cooks. They share their recipe. That's why we do what we do. So we share ours, so somebody else can do the same as well.
Different than what is in offer in the UK. So we brought a little bit of history, and we researched a significant part of British who lived in India during the early 17th century to 21st century. Based on during that time, what we had a phenomenal innovation in terms of cooking. So the railway lamb curry, the curry invented on the railway when British only there in the early 19th century. Exactly the same recipe we followed in there, tweak it a little bit, coming in a modern twist with that, and that's the railway lamb curry we're going to be cooking today. So if you wanted to do that, at the same time, we don't want you to know only how to cook a railway lamb curry, but how to cook a curry as a general. Then the lamb and other protein you can add it as you go along. That is your choice or your dietary requirement. So to start with, anything we cook, we think is a good way to do a marination. Because why is a marination? Is the step one. It gets all the flavor inside, and you can cook it faster, add it quicker, and the tasteful as well at the same time. So marination is the vital part for railway lamb curry. If it is a red meat, it does need a significant amount of marination time in there. So for our railway lamb curry, how long do we marinate usually, Rasel?
We usually go for 24 hours, but 12 hours in the fridge should be absolutely fine as well.
12 hours in the freezer, and then that brings to the information of a chemistry, what spices you are adding it with that, so the meat get tenderized quicker, so you get all the flavor inside the meat, but not when you cut the meat, you find the flavor outside, but inside is white and is a blend. But in that case, you can just infusing the flavor inside the meat. So Rasel, do you start marinating the railway lamb curry? Don't worry about taking the note and memorize. Black and green, and then we're close. I'm going to put a couple of pink peppercorn in there as well. At the same time, for you to put your onion. Now, you may ask it, there are multiple types of onion, variety of onion, what sort of onion we're going to use, and why we're going to use that sort of onion as well. It is to brown that onion so that there isn't any water.
To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of stock.
No.
The reason I'm not a big fan of stock is, number one, you don't know, God knows what goes in there in the manufacturing process. And sweetness to it, maybe a little bit for orange juice. If you're cooking fish curry, try orange juice if you're cooking fish curry. It's absolutely beautiful.
On that towards the end.
Because if you cook orange, it doesn't get bitter.
Hey, there you go. So I'm coming to you, all of you. Yeah, it's going to take 1 or 2 minutes in there. So, the heat is getting in there. Smell and see the onion. It's changing the color, the brownish.
Feel that, so I add it in. I made a mistake, so that's why you is the head chef and I'm not a head chef. What I should have done is get rid of the raw smell of it and then put the spice in there.
Exactly. So, let's take a time. Before opening East India Cafe, we never been a chef. We cooked for ourselves and then for two. So we made mistake.
Just to teach you a lesson.
No. So garlic and ginger paste for that particular paste is absolutely beautiful. And how long do we need to fry the garlic and ginger paste?
So fry the garlic and ginger paste till the raw flavor of garlic and ginger goes away. Because as being raw, unless you're using it for a particular garnish, garlic and ginger is not nice. If I have, well, when I used to work for, obviously I would eat Indian food and have like a pack of extra or something before I will go somewhere. That sweet like garlic. Top of the flame. Stop, and a little bit of tomato puree as well. So what I'm going to do, add the tomato puree. Now what you can do, if you're using stock which is dry stock, you put that in a little container, pop it in the microwave. So the tomato puree and the dry stock, they cook together in the microwave very, very quickly. So we don't want to add anything which is too cold in or not hot into the pan. So that's why you heat it up in the microwave very, very quickly and add that in. Now, Litu has started by saying the process koshano. So this is the end part of the koshano. So if your onion are fried properly, the second very, very important bit is now. So what I'm going to do, everything is added. Patience is the key in this. It's rather big, isn't it? the oil bubbles up on the top. So that is the process of boshano. If we can do that, trust me, your curry at the end will be absolutely phenomenal. And you said that, you know what, I've made myself proud. So with those simple ingredients. So as we wait till do you have anything else to talk about?
We can recap the recipe after that.